Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, and I'm your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 7-day-a-week, 7 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. This is day 353 of our trek, and last week we began a detailed series, which we originally introduced in January, called Your Life Plan Blueprint. We have synthesized this information into a 100-page PDF manual workbook, which contains all the forms needed to create and maintain your personal life plan. This is our initial release of the manual workbook, and it is available for download at wisdom-trek.com on the left-hand sidebar of any page. Or if you are listening on your smartphone, you can text the word Life Plan with no spaces to 44222, and your Life Plan Blueprint will be delivered to you in an email. The manual workbook is free during the month of May, so I encourage you to become one of our early adopters so that all the updates will be available to you free also. By the end of 2016, we will have a complete web mobile version available for your Life Plan Blueprint. Thank you so much for coming along with me on our trek each day. If you'd like to listen to any of the past episodes, please go to wisdom-trek.com to listen to them and to read the daily journal, which contains pictures and these forms that are filled out. You can also subscribe to Wisdom Trek at iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and Google Play so that each day's trek will be downloaded to you automatically. We are broadcasting from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. Our pair of hawks have been extremely active since returning to Marietta. We see them flying in and out of the nest with a constant stream of food and additional padding for their nest. The nest is a bit obscured from us now, with the abundant foliage that has cropped up since we've been here last. But we have started to spot the fluffy heads of the baby hawks as they are brought food. The blackbirds and the blue jays certainly like to fly after the hawks and pester them as they are delivering their food, but it does not deter them from their mission. It's quite interesting to watch. And this is a good analogy for our lives. Let us ignore the pesky distractions and focus on our purpose in life. As a reminder, we are looking at changing the format at Wisdom Trek on June 1st, so please email me at guthrie@venturecg.com or leave a comment at the bottom of today's journal page and let me know if you'd like me to continue Wisdom Trek on a 7-day, 5-day, or 3-day per week schedule. Also, let me know if you'd like any changes to the format of our daily trek. And thank you so much in advance for your feedback. But it's now time to get started on our trek. This is the 15th day of our Life Plan Blueprint workbook. If you've missed any of the previous days in this series, they are available at wisdom-trek.com. On our trek for today, we will continue our deep exploration into each of the phases of the WESPER framework. We will continue with the second step today as we examine principles 5 through 7, which make up the established phase. We are taking several days to hike through each step of creating your life plan. I would encourage you to trek with me through the process and complete the associated forms that are included in your Life Plan Blueprint workbook. If you are following along in the manual workbook, today let's start exploring on page 32, which covers the 5th principle of the established phase of your Life Plan Blueprint. You can also view this information on the journal page for day 353 on wisdom-trek.com. The 5th principle is to plan for your B to the 3rd power goals. When planning the B to the 3rd power goals, you must say to yourself, today I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can do what others can't. Or as J.D. Houston put it, if you want something in your life you've never had, you have to do something that you've never done. A B to the 3rd power is a big, bold, and brave goal that is so visionary and ambitious that you'll have people going wow and telling you that you're nuts when sharing with them. The B to the 3rd power goals move you out of your comfort zone and are great for your personal growth. B to the 3rd power goals require that you take on an entirely different set of thinking and strategy rather than a normal goal. They stretch you to levels that you're previously not aware of. These are paradigm-changing goals. These B to the 3rd power goals are particularly important when setting objective goals. You will typically factor in many considerations when you are setting goals and could end up with half-baked goals in the name of realism and practicality. But don't do that. These considerations are all just noise and are irrelevant at the goal-setting stage. Focus purely on what you want and not how to do it. The how part will come in later steps of the WESPER framework. Your B to the 3rd power goal should be big, challenging, and motivating you all at the same time. Be bold but realistically challenged. Setting small goals which don't inspire you or setting goals which are way too big and discourage you defeat the purpose of setting your goals. Now let's move on up our trail and explore 2 closely related principles, numbers 6 and 7, which are to be specific with your goals and to make your goals measurable. This information is located on page 33 of your Life Plan Workbook. Principle number 6, be specific with your goals. Be very specific about what you want, especially on your activity goals. The more specific you are, the better guided you are in your goal pursuit. Some guiding questions you might include are, what do you want to accomplish at what end point? What is the exact end output that you're expecting? What is the time frame that you are setting? Ambiguous goals lead to ambiguous results. Imagine trying to shoot a target that did not have any markings on it. How can you aim when you do not even know where the target is? When your endpoint is clearly marked out, you can have a clear target to focus on. Or it has been said, goals in writing are dreams with deadlines. Let's move on now to principle number 7. Make your goals measurable. This principle applies specifically to activity goals rather than objective goals, since objective goals are meant to be a continuous direction to pursue. For your activity goals to be effective, they do need to be measurable. They should come with 2 things, a deadline and a value that you can measure against. These measures will be your success criteria when you're evaluating your performance. For example, if you have a goal to meditate or pray every day, your measurable step may be to get up 5 minutes earlier each day to cultivate the habit of meditating for 30 minutes every morning by a specific date. If your activity goal is to lose weight, your measurable steps may be to lose 20 pounds by a specific date. For tasks which are qualitative, find a way to assess them. Let's say your goal is to be more confident. One way to measure it is to set a target about how many times that you'll force yourself out of your comfort zone in a day and speak when you would have otherwise not said anything. Another example of a qualitative goal is to be more disciplined. That in itself is too vague. You can attach an activity to what you want to achieve, such as waking up at 6 a.m. and focusing on self-improvement through specific disciplined tasks. It is then you'll have measurable steps toward your success, and you'll be able to rate your performance on each task. On our check for today, we have examined principles 5 through 7 of the second step of the WESPER framework, which is to establish. Establish your B to the third power goals and make sure that they are both specific and measurable. Once your B to the third power goals are in place, look for some lesser goals that might supplement them. This process may be a bit intimidating, but that is how you grow and expand yourself. Tomorrow we will explore the final 3 principles, number 8 through 10, of the established phase of the WESPER framework. We will also stop by 4 checkpoints to wrap up this established phase. The information that we'll cover tomorrow are contained on pages 34 and 35 of your Life Plan Blueprint Workbook and Manual. If you've not done so already, make sure you download your Life Plan Blueprint and encourage your friends and family to join us, and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. That will finish our trek for today. Just as you enjoy these daily doses of wisdom, we ask you to help us to grow Wisdom Trek by sharing it with your family and friends through email, Facebook, Twitter, or in person when you meet with them, and invite them to come along with us each day. The journal for today's trek is available at wisdom-trek.com. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend, as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. As we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.